7:04.
Testing,
Good
testing.
evening, everyone. Justin, you ready? Good. This is August 12th, the monthly meeting of the Merrimack Agricultural Committee. Welcome to all. The time is 7:04 p.m. Comments for the press or public? Seeing none, we're going to move forward to our new business. And item B is the summer market. We just had a great Wednesday afternoon at 526 Daniel Webster Highway. Some very nice sweet corn for sale for all you listening who haven't had the best sweet corn in Merrimack yet. Come and see us next Wednesday. Swenson Brothers will be happy to sell you a few pieces. Something to think about. Vendors were very well replenished today. Tomatoes, peaches, cucumbers, zucchinis, yellow cucumbers. That was news to me. The lettuce has gone by. There's onion sets now. Oh my God, the variety of tomatoes, like I said. Honeyman is there. Wine Lady is there with a full itinerary. There's plenty of summer left. And if you're coming home to go to school, the kids should be eating fresh vegetables from the Merrimack Farmers Market at 526 Daniel Webster Highway, the site of Vault Storage. Other than that, we're looking for new vendors if there's anybody out there that wants to partake in our market. And that's all I have to say about the market today. It was really good. A little hot, but that's all right. Questions? No?
That's good.
Item C, community garden update. So I take it that the garden plots are going very well. I got a couple emails from people that had a corner of their plastic fence eaten away by eastern cottontail rabbits. Two in a week, that's something new. Last year we had woodchucks. They didn't eat the plastic. This year we have rabbits. They eat the plastic. My recommendation, all gardeners, put 18 inches or 24 inches of chicken wire on the bottom of your plastic fence. That'll remedy the rabbit problem as best we can do. Other than that, I hope everybody's watering at the community garden, and I presume that they're reaping their produce now, be it tomatoes or squash or whatever they have been planted. Good luck to all the gardeners at the Merrimack Community Garden. Thank you. Moving forward, item D, Memorial Tree discussion. I went by the gardens a week ago, and I realized that the excavation was done, meaning the
knockdown of buildings?
the wash houses,
Yeah, the bathhouse.
and they reloamed them and put seed down, that type of thing. So now I'm in the market to look for a red delicious apple tree, for a Pete Gagnon's tree, and I also have to call Dig Safe to identify a safe site to plant the tree in with no wires, pipes, water, well lines, that type of thing. That will be done either through August or the beginning of September, depending on what Dig Safe's schedule is. And then I'm going to look for a tree. It will get cooler. The wholesale nurseries will have new product coming in, and I will find a really nice tree for him.
It's a little hot to be planting them anyway to disturb their little root systems.
It's really too hot now.
Yeah.
Everything's suffering. It'd be much cooler and compatible to plant in September when it chills out a little. Questions? Item E, notification of scholarship. Let me think of her name. Holly.
Stone.
I called Holly and told her she got the scholarship.
Excellent.
Yeah.
She was, to say the least, ecstatic,
Oh, good.
thankful for everybody who helped her through her
Seems like she's
interview.
has a promising career.
The news is Unity College is no longer in the forestry program or environmental program.
Really?
That just happened, I presume because of COVID. There were not
Yeah.
enough students on
Really?
campus.
After I looked all that up.
She is looking for a new school, and I'm confident she'll find one, even if she goes UNH, UMass,
Yeah.
UVM,
Sure.
and starts in that course, So now I have to talk to guidance department, Lucy Watts, and fill out the paperwork and get that going, be done with that. Um, That's it for item E. Questions? No? I don't have a bug thing today,
I'll think of something.
although there's a few caterpillars out there. The ticks are on our new little dog every day as she walks through the woods.
I haven't had a tick problem.
A lot of grasshoppers in my
I
backyard.
see a lot of grass.
This isn't something new.
Well, I think the dryness or something to do with
Something.
the way the weather is.
I was mowing with the tractor and I was running over hundreds of them. I've never seen them that bad that I can remember of lately.
New harvest.
Maybe. Anyway,
Poor things.
so that's it for bugs. Horse sense? When you're ready?
So what are we doing? Oh, let's see.
Item F.
Yes, yes. Well, it was brought to my attention by my son, actually, who has a friend wife has a horse that she boards in the Pepperell area. And apparently, there's a stable there that has been quarantined with strangles. Has been quarantined with strangles. And strangles, the name calls to mind images of a relentless force compressing your horse's throat so he can't breathe. And that's exactly what's happened with the disease, at least in its advanced form. But the force isn't something external. It comes from the inside. The horse's own lymph glands, infectious bacteria invade those glands, causing abscesses that swell until they burst into torrents of thick yellow-green pus cascading from the nostrils or from beneath the jaw. Strangles is highly contagious. And apparently the horse that was at this barn came from the dairy area. And they don't, of course, no one has said who it is, but if you have a horse that comes into a barn, you have to quarantine the barn, and everything that you handle and anyone that comes in has to sterilize and clean up, meticulously, because you can spread it to other barns. While rarely strangling a horse to the point of death, strangles can still be painful and debilitating, causing horses to miss weeks of work. What's worse, it's highly contagious, spreading quickly through barns and farms. And because the bacteria can survive away from the horse, outbreaks can be difficult to manage. I'm just doing a brief. There was
So
like,
it could be fatal.
not necessarily, but it makes the horse very, very sick. I've seen a horse with strangles, and it's really sad. They break open with open serous sanguinous sores, and I mean, it just really,
Inside.
yeah.
How does the horse contract it?
Well, it's hard, it's a bacteria, like a strep bacteria, so, it's probably like COVID, I mean, it just, yeah. Anyway, I just gonna briefly go over this because there were like 4 pages and there wasn't enough time. So anyway, so it's critical to classify what's contaminated and what's clean. Sick horses and the equipment, including human clothing, people that use them, consider them dirty, or healthy animals need to stay away from them, she said. That means handlers must change clothes, wash their exposed skin and hair, and use different equipment and dedicated water sources for each group. So you have to, it's really, really contagious stuff. And so the message is, it's the most frequently diagnosed equine infectious disease in the world. Despite research efforts, strangles continues to haunt our barns and fields, causing issues for our horses' welfare and our wallets. Easily spread through long-term silent carriers as they travel, the strep equi proliferates rapidly in unprotected populations. But with advanced science and technology, researchers are honing in on the better detection methods and vaccines. Combined with greater owner understanding of the disease and adherence to recommendations, researchers hope to limit the strangle spread. So I just wanted to bring it to people's attention because, this horse has come from another place into a barn. And most stables that are run efficiently, you never bring another horse into your barn with your other horses. You isolate them for at least 10 days. I mean, any person that's really doing it right. You just don't bring him into your barn and pop him in a stall next to your horse or my horse. And I think that's what happens. People just don't follow basic rules. So,
How many other animals are in that stable?
and it's quite a few, but from what I understood, it's not a very well-run barn.
Oh, I see.
And
Yeah.
So, but it is highly contagious. And so say my farrier came in and they'd been in that barn, he could bring that and give it to my
Go
horse.
to another, I see what you mean, yeah.
It's just like cows, you know, when you go into somebody else's cow barn, you always went through an, you know, a
Step that
cleansing, or you
Yeah.
you changed
Right.
your boots. You never
Right.
wore your boots from your barn into
Right.
another dairy barn. I mean, it's just, it's a etiquette.
Most farms,
There's a barn etiquette.
a lot of farms are like that.
Well, because
Especially
you're
with-
bringing
with
in
sheep or anything.
bacteria and infections into, you know,
When we-
it's almost like the COVID or any other,
In fact, the other day when I saw Ronnie, he had his boots on.
yeah.
When we go to the, a lot of these big shows, when we bring the animals home, we have a foot bath. We run all
Yeah,
the
well, that's
animals
what they
through before
do.
they go back in the barn. We also change our shoes out.
Well, most cow barns will have a trough as the cows come in from pasture, and they walk through a disinfectant into the, because they get bacteria from the ground and the earth and things. It's, but a lot of people don't follow.
We have a guest, should we,
Yes,
suspend
yes,
operation?
are you Charlie?
Yes, I am.
Welcome.
I've been meaning to come for so long.
Well,
This
good,
is
come.
the only committee in town that's actually invited me.
Well, yes, yes, we're very, we're,
Hi, Bob.
Take this chair.
Uh-oh. Am I about to be interrogated?
You are,
yeah,
you are. Take your mask off.
yeah, you know, we're,
No, I-
we're far enough apart, we want you breathing,
I do this for you.
We need a good picture.
yeah.
Get the facial rec system working.
Well, I'm Bess Parks, and I work with Tricia at Home Health and Hospice Care, and when she mentioned that you, oh, I knew you were running for town council, and I did vote for you.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't know how many votes you got, Charlie, but,
Over 1,000. I was,
really?
yeah, at first I was a little disappointed because I knew in this town we had over 20,000 people.
Well, trust me, not
But
that
somebody
many.
told me that only a few people vote.
That's
And they
true.
said that to get well over 1,000 votes like I got, for the first time
Really?
ever, was pretty good, so.
Yes,
they-
that's excellent.
Thank you.
'Cause-
Thank you, very kind words.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, so my thought process was, well, you were so anxious to, you know, or trying to get on a board. I said, what better way to start out is on our agricultural commission. So.
Thank you.
and we-
I
so,
do
well,
like agriculture, and I'm, I pride myself as being an organic gardener and
oh,
farmer.
wonderful.
So I'm totally organic, oil-free. Everything's earthworm castings and stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's
It's like
great.
all the way down to that, so.
And you have problems with rabbits, our community garden, you know, up at Wasserman Park, where there's rabbit problems.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I went to Wasserman early on, and I helped some women get some information that were living over in the London Court area on when the parks, when the gardens were gonna be open. They were all excited about that. They were out walking their kids. You know how we were all walking,
Around, yeah.
and I was out putting out campaign signs. I don't wanna admit that to anybody. And I talked to a few people out there, and that's when, I met Janine like shortly after that, and she talked to me about it too. And she was interested in that because it was a few women with kids, and she was interested in the fact that those were the people that were asking me, that all of the people over there with kids were the ones that were mainly interested in those gardens at Wasserman.
yeah, well, that's good. Well, maybe next year we could set a little plot aside just for the young,
We would honor that because we've done that before for the Girl Scouts and Boy
Yeah.
Scouts over the years. That would be a no-fee thing.
I think it was because it was so confusing this year, and, you know, a lot of people were starting to get used to certain things, like the gardens at Wasserman and certain other things, and it got so confusing with just the overwhelming lack of, I wouldn't say lack of information, but lack of just coordination of things. People just didn't know which way was up.
That's our 11th or 12th year there at the garden.
Yeah.
That we've been doing, and
So
our
I'm saying
core
is,
gardeners always come back. The volunteer people, like the Girl Scouts, for instance, they have to come with an adult, and they have to monitor the kids so they don't run off. Focus on their garden plot, which is the usual problem over there. And then they give up when the weeds get too thick. We've seen that before. Or when last year was woodchucks, this year it's bunny rabbits, you know, for instance. But anyway, every year it's something over there, definitely something. But we're here to ask you a few questions, Charlie, if you don't mind.
Yep.
You know, like who, what, when, and where, if you don't, you know.
Mhm.
You and I have spoken one time before the election, because you talked to me about town council and why the farmer's market wasn't on time. We had a conversation one afternoon on the phone just before the election, because I haven't talked to you since. But what do you do for a living? Can I ask that?
Okay, I'm a former communications engineer. I'm an electrical engineer. Also, I've done a lot of systems engineering and program management. So for the last like 9 years of my career, I was like a consulting engineer for a lot of foreign governments and telecommunication companies. Traveled a lot. And
You still 100% travel?
no, I'm semi-retired now. I basically sit here in Merrimack and I watch this go on. And I mean, I'm a communications engineer. I'm watching the cellular thing go on and a lack of internet and everything, and I'm like, so that's why I ran, because I thought I could make a big difference. And also that's why I'm here, so I appreciate the invitation. And I did appreciate that because I asked some people, some people asked me some questions, and you got back to me that very day. Within 60 minutes, within an hour,
Really?
I got back to you.
Yeah, no
You got back.
texting for me, but I will call you back.
Yeah, immediately. And you gave me all the information I needed, and you told me about your difficulties because we were waiting for the rollout plan for the farmers market, exactly on how they want to do the social distancing and stuff like that. You guys had a plan. Town supposedly was coming out with a plan, and that's when we first met. And that was when, I think the farmers market was put off for one more week. I think you had told me it was going to be open the following week.
Yeah,
And
it
it
said
was, and it was open the week after
The week
that.
after was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it the
But
10th?
everybody was happy about that. I think
Yeah.
once it opened, I think, it's mainly the people across the street, believe it or not. I think it made them feel normal.
Really?
Yeah, because I think there's some people over there that just, there are things during the summer, the farmers market and the gardens at Wasserman.
Because so much has changed and been kind of just put on hold or eliminated altogether, and it's just like, what's happened, it's.
And you're sitting at home and you got your children here, and now you got nothing to do. And especially if you're over in London Court, those apartments could get very small very fast, so.
I think it's made people start to look at and enjoy the small, the stuff they kind of put in the back burner, the smaller things in life, the stuff that more simpler, I think it's good that we're getting a lot more traffic, I feel, at the market. People are starting to participate more. Yeah.
I'd like to see more and more.
Yeah.
More gardens.
But I was amazed, I thought that was an excellent number of
I
customers
thought we were
today.
busy last week, but let's not get off the
Wow.
subject here. You understand, Charlie, we're a volunteer organization.
Yes.
We need hands-on, kinesthetic hands-on. Are you ready for that?
I'm just slightly over 60. I know I may not look it, but I can give you some hands-on, but understand it's.
It's not labor intensive.
No, I do it.
But it is, yeah.
But
Hands-on meaning we need you one day in the spring to help us flag out the community garden at Wasserman. We need you to do a few Wednesdays with me at the farmer's market if you're interested. If you're not interested, just tell us.
No, I'd be more than interested.
It's not a demanding thing, really. But we need new input, too. We need the support and.
Some different ideas.
Yeah, different ideas and
And energy.
energy.
Yeah.
I'm there from 1 to 6:15, 6:30 every Wednesday until, this year will be till October 17th. And, these two guys help me too, but they work during the day. You and I are the only semi-retired people,
Oh.
quote unquote.
Yeah, I can actually, yeah. Because I wander around whenever somebody puts up something on Facebook or anything like that, says, oh, you ought to investigate this. Guess who's out there? Me. Go down to Watson Park. Go check this out. I'm down there. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to. I'd be honored, actually.
This is only a preliminary get-together with you.
Yeah.
If it goes further, just quote unquote, you have to go to town council and they have two members that will drill you, for lack of a better word.
Do they?
And ask you.
Really?
Yeah, really.
It's okay.
I don't think they've.
They can drill
They
me.
usually just send me
Oh, they can drill
a
me.
letter.
That's to renew.
Oh,
They want- they wanna ask you
I guess I
the
better
same
not
thing.
stop
Well,
and come
there's
back.
a letter of intent. Letter of intent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
do
have a
that.
good relationship over there, so.
We
That's
need
good.
some kind of letter of intent from you to apply for the Merrimack Agricultural Commission,
Okay.
how you can help us. what you want to help us with, your skill set, any positive energy you think of, you know. It's not all high-tech, but it's some hours. There's
things-
hard hours, a couple of them, not all of them. And they would like to know if you have any agricultural experience besides your organic gardening in your past life, your other life.
Past life.
I'm just preparing you for what they're gonna do.
Oh, yeah, we're really tough.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna, let me consider the full-blown joining the commission. That's a big commitment.
It is.
But I will 100% support you over at the farmer's market every Wednesday. And I would like to get together with you a little later. We'll share stuff, and
Okay.
I will do whatever you need over there.
I'm not asking for every Wednesday. I'm just asking for help.
Okay.
That's all, you know,
And we basically meet once a month, you know, and
you know.
Yeah.
We meet the second Wednesday of every month.
of every
here.
month. And usually our meetings run about an hour, so I mean, it's not, if we move right along and stay on the agenda.
And there is full-time and part-time membership, correct?
Yes, well,
Volunteers, I should say.
well,
No, it's 1
Yeah.
year or 3 years.
yeah,
Oh, I thought Pete was a alternate?
Alternate.
Alternate, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
alternate. Yeah.
Alternate, or a full-time member. Well, that's something for you to think about, Charlie,
Yeah.
first, you know.
Right.
Is it Charles or Charlie? I should-
Both,
Okay.
both. My mom would call me Charles.
Yeah.
My friends called me Charlie.
yeah. That's
No
always-
one called me Chuck.
Yeah.
You need to decide how vested you want to get here, if you want to at all, you know. And it's, yes or no is fine, absolutely. We will not do any political advertising here for the next run of voting for you. Do you understand why?
I understand.
We're an agricultural committee. We're not-
Yeah, I'm not looking at this to get like political.
Okay.
I'm looking at this like that. I think I could help you guys,
Mhm.
and to be invited is more than anything.
Mhm.
And you know, it's
Well, we always need new insight on things, and
Yes, we do.
how long have we been a commission?
12 years.
And I was a very young person back then.
Anybody have any questions?
I'm just excited just for the offer to come.
Yeah.
I mean, our biggest thing is the farmer's market. You know, I mean, see the crew here, it's not a lot of setup, but it's still set up, and, yeah,
We
your
all-
contribution to that, I mean, that's the biggest commitment.
Yeah,
I-
we all try to
The
do our
garden's not a big
share.
deal, Bob makes it sound super hard, but
Yeah, well, I think
we
when,
make Ronnie do all the work.
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunate thing, Bob does has the bulk of it because we all work full-time. I help out after work, what little I can do, but Bob does have the bulk, and he really could use some added support, you know, in that respect.
let me go home and write it up and see what I could offer you guys. Let me give it a little bit of thought, because I think this would be a nice thing. I might have some ideas, I might have some things.
And you might
I'll
have
run
some
it by you.
ideas about advertising. Our vendors are always, you know, inquiring about, you know, more advertising. I'm not computerish, or I don't do Facebook, and I'm not
Right.
really good at
Well,
that.
somebody advertised Swenson's, and I mentioned that to the woman down there, and she was all excited, and I was all excited,
Oh,
and
so, you
I
know-
went and bought corn, and she was happy to sell me
You
I
know,
corn.
saw, I saw that on the
Yes.
forum, yeah.
Why don't you stop at my tent?
I'm sorry. Were you the one all the way at the end?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I went to her to buy corn. You had the competing
You
corn.
wouldn't see Karen, yeah, that's fine. We've known her many
Well,
years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're selling a seed on the board. We don't have corn.
I'm sorry.
But no, but we,
I
you
bought
know, we
that,
need
a
to have that
bottle of
expertise.
wine, see my priorities, and
Wow.
Yeah, which
I-
one
I
did you
forgot.
buy?
the boysenberry. It sounded very interesting. She said.
Well, let me know how it is. I tried one of them, a white.
As soon as she said, "This is the last bottle I got," I got it.
Oh, well. Well, let us know if it's how it is.
Okay. Yeah, I like the farmer's market, actually. I
Well,
like
next
going there.
Wednesday, if you're out and about, stop and see me, we'll have a chat. and we'll-
Okay.
We'll get
Yeah.
connected again.
Okay,
You know.
I'll bring my resume and my application for the
Whatever, you
club.
don't have to worry about that. I don't wanna see all the MBAs
You're
and all that
probably
stuff, you know.
overqualified.
Yeah, there's only one, no, two MBAs, yeah. So,
Yeah, we're only
finance and
farmers here,
marketing.
you know, that's all.
Yeah.
Trying to farm, work the land, that's all, get a little dirty.
I got marketing, so that might help us. So,
Definitely, yeah.
We are a volunteer organization. We live off the money we generate from the vendors. The vendors pay a fee to be there, and the gardeners at the community garden pay a $10 fee. And that's the money we work with every year. We have a scholarship program, Charlie. We try to support a student going into a forestry process or environmental study process on a limited basis. And we try to make peace here across the street here, you know. So it's an ongoing process here. And, you and I should chat another Wednesday
Okay.
off of this. You know.
And we're also big supporters of the 4-H.
I was gonna say,
We
yep.
provide them with money for their educational program every year. We support their other programs as they need.
Scale 1 year.
We give gift certificates for the first place winners at the fairs. Of course, this year that probably won't be happening. And that's, you know, really makes it nice for the kids to, if they get their first place, they get a $50 gift certificate to Blue Seal, so, for their first place. So we try to do a lot of good things with the money that we receive.
Okay.
You have any questions for us?
No, that was great, that little overview you guys just gave me with the 4-H and the schools and stuff, that was good.
Paul's a phys ed teacher at the high school. Ronnie works for wastewater. I'm an arborist by trade, but I do what I can, you know. And you know where Bess is.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk to me, you know, from the keyboard if you want to, you know, if you have questions. But Wednesday, like I said, I'm there from 1 o'clock, 1:30 on. And if you have time, come before they open, and we could chat, you know, and catch up a little bit and
Okay.
see what else is in here, you know. That's all. I thank you very much for coming.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, yeah.
Thanks for inviting me,
Oh.
especially Bess.
You're welcome.
I'm very surprised, everybody knew I was coming, so.
Yes, well, I was just happy to know that you might be interested in coming, you know.
Well, thank you. And just for the record, just because I've been there enough at the other meetings, Charles LaFond, 7 Linden Way. So, thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Here's my email. Thanks, Charlie. We'll see you soon.
Absolutely. We'll see you next Wednesday.
You don't mind, I wouldn't mind just sitting here, just listening in.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Okay, so where were we?
Well, we just finished with
Forest Center.
strangles.
Item G.
This month, we don't have a treasurer's report. They're going through an audit, and they're a week behind in their paperwork. I will have it soon. We'll have it at the September meeting, second Wednesday in
Okay.
September. So we'll have 2 months. Item H, review of draft minutes July 8. There was a couple of typos.
Typographical errors.
So you can run that by us, Bess, again, if you don't mind. Which page?
It was actually community garden, and it was the
Okay.
rabbits eat through the plastic fencing, and it should be an H,
T-H-R, I got you.
T-H-R-U-G-H.
Right, okay, yep. Okay.
And on horse sense, on number 6, should cool down slowly and offer frequent sips of water, not skips the water.
Sips. Ditto the K.
So I'll correct those.
And that was it, right?
Mm.
Okay. I'll take care of that before we do final.
Motion-
Anybody read them?
They look good to me.
Yeah.
Motion to accept?
Actually, is it permissible for Charlie to have a copy
Yeah, I'm
of?
gonna give him a copy right now.
Because that way you have a general idea, just
Yeah.
what I write, I guess.
I wanna give him the agenda too. Here we go.
motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, who made the first, you, Ronnie?
Yep, me, yep.
4-0. Okay, comments from the press, seeing none. Comments from the public, we're good? Okay.
We are?
Comments from the commissioners. I got a couple things to talk about. I'll go through them again. Reimbursements, they owe me stamp money and all that stuff. Tammy told me she would get on it now. I told you about the stamp machine. Oh, I didn't tell you, Ronnie?
No, I think I must have walked in.
When I went to pick up the mail and the copies, Tammy said the town council recommended that I use the town stamp machine instead of buying stamps, like I've been doing for the last 12 years. So I said to Tammy, I would like to see the minutes from the town council. Who, what, when, where, and why did they do this? You know, because this is our money, Tammy, and what's going on again, you know? She didn't have an answer, but I guess I gotta go see Becky to get the minutes.
By using the town stamp machine?
You save 2 cents.
Okay, I was gonna ask, is it complimentary, or are we gonna pay for it?
No, you
Okay.
save 2 cents
I don't know why.
You're gonna save
on a
money.
stamp. Here's the problem. I don't wanna have to mail one letter, stamp one letter, come down here from my house and go to the post office or vice versa for one letter. I would like to have a few stamps kicking around so I can put in my own mailbox and stay home and send it, you know? That's my first problem. And why they're micromanaging again, I don't know. I don't know who's doing this.
Well, it doesn't make sense. It's,
We tried this a couple of years ago, it withered right out, so.
I mean, do they really want, you know, when you do your mass mailings, have someone sit there and run 200 envelopes through their postage machine?
Apparently they do. Apparently they do. I don't know. And then 150 postcards too, or
Yeah.
100 postcards.
Right.
And
for
that's,
reminders, yeah.
yeah, and it's not like we're saving a lot of money.
Anyway, I'll get the minutes from
Okay.
Becky, and I'll bring them next meeting, we'll go from there. I have a year-end report due October 8th. Anybody want to submit any information that we accomplished this year? Ronnie, you want to go? I got a hot seat for you. October 8th, it gives us 2 months, almost 2 months. Just an idea, what do we do this year? We had a great farmer's market. We had a great opening of the community garden.
Mhm.
We got a rabbit problem.
I painted this.
We don't want to use the stamp machine. You
Put
know.
some fresh paint on that sign.
Yeah, painted that, there you go. That's what I want, that's the feedback I want. And when Swenson's Brothers runs out of corn, what does the commission think about me selling corn the last 2 weeks of the market, if there is corn at all?
Why not?
Ronnie?
I think that's
Would there be a
okay.
vendor fee and all that? We have to go through that
No.
whole thing?
For
I'm
2
fine.
weeks?
You can sell it for $5.
Ronnie?
Of course.
Yeah, is that a yes?
Sure.
Yes, it is.
I'm asking the commission.
Yes,
It's another year, I'm just asking.
of
Thank
course.
you. Okay,
No problem.
okay. That's all I got. What do you guys got?
Hope it cools down and hope we get rain.
Well, the thing is, I think the corn's a big, attracts the people. They see corn and everyone wants fresh corn,
Yeah.
you know, for the summer. And it's almost like something to look forward to, you know, oh, corn's in, thank goodness. So,
Well, last week was the big one, because she
Yeah.
started selling corn, and she sold out twice, you know,
Right.
literally. I don't know if I'm gonna have corn in October. I don't know. If it doesn't rain, nobody's gonna have anything.
I know. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about hay, you know, hay's gonna be scarce if we don't
Crazy, yeah.
get some rain
Might
for
be
s-
trucking
good-
it in from out of state, who knows?
second cut.
Yeah.
So, think about the year-end report, you guys. I just want one word. What goals we had.
Success,
Say again?
success.
Success, okay.
We've had a successful year despite the other issues, the COVID. I think having 103 people at the market is amazing.
I thought we had more last week.
I don't know, see, I get
'Cause it
there,
was- and I didn't take a toll.
see, I don't
but-
get there during the rush hour. But I think that's good, I mean, when you
Never get
consider
paid
all
back
that's
for it.
going on, it's
Yeah, I
bringing
know.
some normalcy to things.
This is how I did it.
Don't you
Made
think
two
we?
lists as they came. That's how I did it today.
Oh, and did we mention to Charlie that, you know, I don't know if you remember Pete Gagnon?
Yeah.
And Pete has, you know, passed away. Where the commission is planting a red delicious apple tree up at Wasserman Park in his memory. And when the weather's a little bit better for planting,
Cooler.
cooler.
Anything
I
else?
see that they closed Watson is closed.
Well, that was getting overrun for whatever reason, you know.
Well, they seem to get that way. Shall I make a motion to adjourn?
Absolutely. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Thank you all. The time is 7:40. Thank you all for listening. We have a great farmer's market on Wednesday, 3 to 6 p.m. at Vault Storage. We have garden plots. If anybody's interested in late gardening this year, come and help us. We'll see you all in September, second Wednesday in September. Take care.